So, dear students, today again we are with a new poem, Break, Break, Break. And let us try to understand this poem in detail. Break, Break, Break is one of the, we can say, finest lyrics of Lord Alfred Tennyson. It is an elegy, and what kind of elegy? It is a personal elegy. Personal elegy because it was inspired by the death of Tennyson's fast friend Arthur Henry Hallam. And in this elegy or in this lyric, Tennyson he expresses his sorrow over the death of his friend. Tennyson, you know very well that Tennyson he had been a very prominent Victorian poet. So this poem or this elegy is a lament on the death of his friend or premature death, okay, premature death of his fast friend. And never forget the name of his friend, it was Arthur Henry Hallam. Now Tennyson, he is very sad. He was so sad at the death of his friend that for years he was not able to compose even a single line. And we can say that he expresses his that sadness, that melancholy in this poem, in this elegy, and whatever he says, the pain seems to come out right from the corner, the inner corner of his heart, means the voice direct rises from his heart. So Tennyson is so sad here that he finds himself unable to express his sorrow for his friend, and he finds this world completely cold, feelingless, emotionless, very hard hearted, and he realizes that there is no person in the whole world who could understand the inner agony, the inner pain of Tennyson, or what he is going through. And it is always said that when you laugh, the whole world laughs with you. But when you cry, when you weep, when you shed tears, you find no one with you. Okay, you weep alone. So when we go through this elegy, we find the same thing, that Tennyson this time he is full of grief, but he finds no one to share his that grief. And this is why that like William Wordsworth, to reduce his grief, to reduce his loneliness, or to share his inner pain, he also comes in the lap of nature. And where he comes by the side of sea. So this time Tennyson he is sitting at the seashore or by the side of sea, and he is expecting from the sea or nature to understand his pain, to share his inner feelings, or to just cry in his pain. And this is because of human beings, they have become completely cold, they have become very hard hearted, and they will never be able to understand Tennyson's pain. So what he says in this poem, break, break, break. Okay, the very title, the very first line of this elegy is indicating the inner pain of the poet. Break, break, break. And we know very well that the waves of the sea, they always rise, fall and break into water drops. So they just strike themselves against the rocks. And the same happens whenever we go to the sea. But here Tennyson wants waves, the sea waves, to break their waves against the stone, so that he may feel that the waves or the sea is also unhappy, is also very sad in the sadness of Tennyson. So now what he is expecting from the sea waves, that sea just try to feel my pain, what I am feeling without my friend, and this is why that I have come here to share my that kind of sad feelings. So break, break, break on thy, that is sea, your cold, because the waves or the water of sea is cold, but cold means here completely emotionless, feelingless, or we can say also lifeless. Okay, lifeless, grey, grey, that is grey is a symbol of sadness, of sorrow, is stones. The stones or the rocks of sea are always cold and of grey color, but here she is just being personified, because she is presented here just like a human being, just like a friend who can understand very well the pain of Tennyson. And this is why that he is saying that my heart is completely broken. It is so broken that I need someone to feel my pain. So see, just give me an indication that you are with me, you are feeling my pain. Oh, you are also with me to feel that my inner agony, that I have lost my friend Helen forever. And to indicate me, you just break your waves against the cold grey stones. Okay, just strike your waves against the rocks so that I may understand that you are with me or you are feeling my pain. So William Wordsworth, he also presented in most of his poems that nature is our best friend and nature can understand our pain. So here Tennyson is giving the same idea that even nature can share your sadness, can share your problems, or even you can express your grief in front of nature. So break, break, break on thy cold grey stones, O sea, and I would that my tongue could utter the thoughts of sadness, thoughts of melancholy, thoughts of simply the thoughts of loneliness that arise in me, the poet. And if you break your waves against the rocks, then I will feel that you are with me, and this is why that then I will share my all feelings, my all thoughts of sadness with you, which are arising in my heart, because this time my heart is full of emotions, my heart is full of sad thoughts, there is a lot of pain in my heart, and I am not able to stop those kinds of sad thoughts, those kinds of sad feelings. I am full of pain. So if I will feel that you are with me, you are able to understand me, then I will share, or my tongue will be able to utter, that is to express or to speak in front of you. So please see, just give me company and give me an indication that you are with me so that I may express my whole sadness or melancholy in front of you, right? So that was the stanza first, and simply as I have told you that it is a natural procedure of the sea waves. They rise, they fall, they break into the water drops, and Tennyson here feels that they are striking their head as whenever we are in pain, in deep pain, we always prefer to strike our head against the wall. If someone is striking, if someone is attacking his head against the wall, that is a symbol, that is an indication of sadness. So here this word break, break, break thy cold grey stones is a symbol of sadness of sea, because how nature can express that nature is also unhappy, she is also unhappy. So this is an indication. So this is why the Tennyson feels that they are striking, okay, the waves of the sea are also striking their head against the seashore, against the stones, against the rocks, and it seems to him that they are showing sympathy, or they are showing their grief with his sadness, or with his, or they are also sympathizing with him. But later Tennyson realizes that like him, the waves of the sea also fail to express their grief, means as Tennyson is unable, and the same is also happening with the sea. So come to the second stanza. Oh well, for the fisherman's boy. When you are unhappy and you look around you, you find that all the human beings, all the objects of nature, they all are happy except you, excluding you. So now Tennyson, he is so sad at the premature death of his fast friend that now he looks around him, and what he finds that each and every one is very happy except him. Oh well for the fisherman's boy that he shouts with his sister at play. Oh well for the sailor lad that he sings in his boat on the bay. They both are so happy. The boy of fisherman, the late of sailor. They both are happy. Oh well for the fisherman's boy. Okay, what is taking place at the seashore? There the boy of the fisherman is playing, shouting, and he is enjoying the company of his sister. Okay, fisherman's boy is playing, he's shouting in happiness, in joy, because they both are playing and he is playing. He has a company whom of his sister. So he is playing with his sister and he is very cheerful, he is very happy. This is why that he is running, he is shouting, and the same is taking place with the sailor lad also. The boy of the son of the sailor is also very happy that he sings in his boat, and this is why, because he is happy, he is singing in his boat on the bay. But Tennyson is not happy because Tennyson's company has gone. Tennyson has no one to be happy, to play, or to just share his company. So in this second stanza, Tennyson, he is expressing here that routine of the world. Okay, routine of the world, day-to-day life of this world, it goes on as usual. Means life can never be prevented. Life goes on, and there is affected no one, or there is affected nothing. Means it doesn't make any difference to anyone, difference to anything. What you have lost or what you are going through, there is no one to understand your pain. So here same happens with Tennyson, and what he feels that the fisherman's boy and the sailor's lad, they both are very happy at the time of their play. They are shouting with joy, but it is only Tennyson who is alone, and this is why that he is feeling himself very sad because of the absence of his friend Hallam. So come to the third one is stanza. And the stately ships go on. This stanza is full of philosophy, and here actually such kinds of symbols have been given several times, even by Tennyson also, by other writers also, by the poets also. The stately ships. First of all, just try to understand the meaning of these words. Stately ships, the symbol of the world, and symbol of the man, or symbol of the sea, boat, the symbols of sea and ship, and the symbol of the world and soul. Okay, they have been presented by several writers on different or in different poems. And stately, that is heavenly, majestically, ships, that is boat. So here stately and ship, what does it mean? Ship is just like a body, we can say human body, and this world is just like a sea. Stately, our this body, or that is also our soul, it is divine, it is very heavenly, it is very majestic, because it is high, it is lofty, it is very sublime, it is very pure. Stately, so stately, heavenly, or majestic. Okay, the word is majestic. And the bodies, human bodies are very beautiful, they are the souls, human soul are majestic, or they are heavenly, or they are stately. Means in this world, if we take another meaning of this line, the souls keep coming, keep going, and it doesn't make to this world who is alive, who is dead, because this world is, the sea is full of ships, so this world is also full of human beings. And now Tennyson, when he looks around him, he finds that beautiful ships are going on. They are leading to their heaven. Heaven, that is port, or harbor, or shelter under the hill. Under the hill, the heaven is under the hill, and where all the stately, all the majestic ships are going on. So now they are going, where they are going? They are going to their destination, because when the work of ship is finished, then they always go back to their destination, to their heaven, that is under the hill. Now this word under the hill, we also found the same word in the other poems of Tennyson, because Tennyson regarded, Arnold also regarded, that God lives where? Under the hill, in the heaven, and all the souls, they are sent by God from the heaven, and when their work, when their aim, when their responsibilities are finished, means the work given by God is finished, then they are asked to come back. Okay, they are now asked to come back to the heaven, to their destination, and the destination of a soul is always a heaven. So, and another meaning of these lines is that. So now what Tennyson wants to say through this philosophy, through these two lines, that I am also aware that souls, they have to go back to their heaven, to their master, or to the God, and the souls are always heavenly, or they are very majestic, no doubt. But now, why Tennyson is so sad? If he is aware of this philosophy, if he is aware of this reality, that one day one must die, one day all the souls, they have go back to their master, to their destination, to their heaven. Now he is sad only to realize that it is not affecting anyone. He is not finding anyone to share his sadness, or to share his feelings. Okay, the souls will have to go one day back to their destination, but now all the routine of this world is going on, means the port is situated under a hill. Okay, and loading or unloading is completely done. So all the activities at the port, at the heaven, is going on. All the activities are going on quite normally. Nothing appears to have changed, and this is why that he is feeling that the death of his friend Hallam appears to have had no effect at all on the usual routine of this world, and it is that particular thing that is hurting Tennyson the most. And the stately ships go on to their heaven under the hill, but oh, for the touch of a vanished hand, and the sound of a voice that is still. Each and everything is going on as there happened nothing. But I am sad to feel that for the touch, this time I am desiring even a simple touch, for a simple touch of my friend. Vanished, disappeared, dead. Now the hand, the touch of that hand of my friend, that will never be able to touch me, because now he is no more, he is dead, and he has disappeared, he has left me, he has just gone. And this is why that here Tennyson, he is desiring to be touched by the hand of his friend Hallam, and he is sad to feel that now in future the hand of his friend will never touch him. And the sound of a voice, the sound and the voice of his friend is still silent. His hand is vanished, and his voice is silent, is still. It is very calm. Now he will not be able to listen to the voice of his friend. He will not be able to be touched by the hand of his friend, and this is making him sad more and more. Therefore, in brief, Tennyson, what he desires, what he wishes, that his friend Hallam were alive and he could hear his voice and he could touch his hand. So he desires for a touch of his friend's hand and for his voice. Break, break, break at the foot of thy crags, O sea, but the tender grace of a day that is dead will never come back to me. Break, break, break. Okay, repetition we find here, and repetition is the hallmark of an alizy. As world is very indifferent to Tennyson's sorrow, so this is why that here Tennyson is asking from sea or from nature to feel his pain. And in the last line again we find his inner grief, and it is very very melodious in tone. So John Keats, he he himself is regretting here that being a poet, he could not find suitable words to express his sorrow of his friend's death, and the world is too busy to spare a moment to shed even a single tear over his friend's death. Or even the world has no time. Human people or human beings have no time even to sympathize with him. So this is why Tennyson, what he says, what he is asking, the sea waves break, break, break at the foot of thy crags. Foot, that is bottom, and crags, rocks or rocky shore. Okay, rocky shore, oh sea, just break your waves or break your rocks at the bottom or sea, but the tender grace of a day, tender soft grace, that is happiness, company, delight, joy, that delight of a day. So my friend, he was a happiness for me, that was a very joyful company for me, that is dead, but now he is no more. Dead, fled, or gone, or is completely finished. The happiness of my time means the time when his friend lived with him and he enjoyed his company. So that time will never return. That time has gone forever, will never come back to me. And I am this time so frustrated, I am so sure that I will never be able to enjoy the same company, the same happiness when my friend was with me in future, and that time will never come back to me, that happiness will never come back to me, because I am without my friend's company. So my friend is gone, my all happiness are gone. This is why that we say break, break, break is a personal elegy. It is full of grief and despair, and it also shows that life never stops, but it goes on, and nobody cares of or nobody cares for the griefs of others. So this was an elegy composed by Victorian poet Lord Alfred Tennyson at the premature death of his friend Arthur Henry Hallam.